What's up, guys? This is the network back with another video, and today we're talking about a massive opportunity to clean up your credit. With TransUnion recently caught mishandling disputes and hit with a $23 million lawsuit, it's the perfect time to leverage this to your advantage. If you've ever filed a dispute that got ignored or dismissed without a real investigation, you're not alone. This legal situation means TransUnion has to start taking disputes seriously, and that opens the door for you to finally get those negative items removed. Imagine losing your dream car, home, or even a job because your credit report was full of errors. All because TransUnion didn't do their job. That's what happened to millions of people. And now it's time to take action and clean up your credit for good. You need to start by freezing your credit reports with the main credit reporting agencies. This is crucial because it locks your credit profile and prevents any more fraudulent activity while you work through the dispute process. You'll want to contact TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, LexisNexis, Innovis, SageStream, ARS, Advanced Resolution Services, Check Systems, and CoreLogic. Make sure you follow through with each one, either by calling or using their online freeze forms. And once your credit is frozen, download your most recent credit reports from all three major bureaus. Make sure you're using up-to-date reports from Identity IQ or a similar service. You're looking for any negative items that could be incorrect or outdated, like charge-offs, collections, or hard inquiries linked to closed or old accounts. Document each item carefully with the account name, high balance, account number, date, and duration. Accuracy here is key because you'll be submitting this information during your dispute. Now it's time to report identity theft. Go to identitytheft.gov and fill out the affidavit, making sure to include every negative account you're disputing. Once completed, download the PDF version of the affidavit and keep it safe. You'll also receive a unique crime report case number. You'll need that when filing your complaint with the CFPB. Go to cfpb.gov and set up an account if you haven't already. You're going to file a separate complaint for each credit bureau. Make sure to list every negative account from your credit reports and attach your identity theft affidavit. Clearly state that the items are fraudulent and must be removed under the FCRA. Be as specific as possible to avoid any delays or rejections. The CFPB will forward your complaint to the credit bureaus, who are legally required to investigate within 4 days. If they don't comply or claim the items are verified, you follow up with a method of verification, MOV dispute, under FCRA Section 611. This forces the bureau to prove how they verified the disputed items. They need to disclose the source of verification or delete the item entirely. Most of the time, they can't provide proof because they didn't properly investigate. That's when you've got them. They'll often just remove the negative item rather than face legal consequences. Think of it this way. If you have a $10,000 charge-off from a credit card dragging down your score and the bureau can't verify it properly, you're looking at a clean slate. Your credit score shoots up, your interest rates go down, and you're back in the game for that car, house, or loan you've been wanting. A critical part of this process is staying on top of your credit report to see if the items are actually being removed. If the bureau pushes back and claims the accounts are verified, hit them with the MOV letter. They have to prove their verification source or delete the item. If they don't, they could face penalties for willful noncompliance. Another key move is freezing your reports with secondary credit reporting agencies like LexisNexis, Innovis, SageStream, ARS, Check Systems, and CoreLogic. These companies often store data that the big three might use to verify disputes. Locking these down ensures they can't pull outdated or incorrect information when you file your complaint. If you've matched your credit report with Identity IQ and FICO and made sure all the negative items are documented correctly, you're set up for success. Only include accounts you want removed. If there's an open credit card that's in good standing, leave it out of the process to avoid accidentally getting it deleted. The strategy here is to remove the most impactful negative accounts. If you have an active credit card that's damaging your score, be careful. Removing it could also mean losing the account entirely, which might not be the best move if you're still using it. If the credit bureaus don't comply or push back, send the method of verification letter. They're required to either prove the accuracy of the information or remove it from your report. If they can't trace the original source of the disputed item, they'll often just delete it rather than risk non-compliance. Make sure to keep records of everything, including your credit reports, identity theft affidavit, CFPB complaints, and any responses from the bureaus. Take screenshots, save PDFs, and keep all correspondence in a safe place. Sometimes you may need to send a photo of your ID or social security card for verification, so be prepared for that. Use a reliable mailing address since you'll receive important updates on your dispute status. This method works because you're leveraging legal requirements that credit bureaus often overlook or mishandle. Right now, TransUnion is especially vulnerable due to their recent legal troubles. Use that to your advantage and don't let bad credit hold you back. If you have questions or need guidance through the process, hit us up on Discord at the Network Team. Telegram is no longer reliable, so Discord is the way to reach us directly for support. We're here to make sure you get your credit fixed the right way. When you're going through this process, one of the most important things to remember is accuracy. The credit bureaus will use any small inconsistency as a reason to reject your dispute. That's why when you're pulling your credit reports, Make sure you download them directly from reliable sources like annualcreditreport.com, Experian.com, TransUnion.com, or Equifax.com. Don't use outdated reports or reports from third-party apps that might not have the latest data. Go through each report line by line. You're specifically looking for anything marked with yellow or red boxes that indicate negative marks. Common issues include charge-offs, collections, late payments, hard inquiries, or even accounts that have been duplicated. You want to list each problematic item clearly, just like this. Account name, Capital One Bank USA. High balance $672. Account number 5178058995550XXXX. Date April 2019. Duration 3 years. Document every item like this. Make sure the names and account numbers are exactly how they appear on your report. Any discrepancies here can slow down your dispute process or result in a denial. Accuracy is everything. Now, once you've documented your negative items, it's time to file your FTC identity theft affidavit. Go to identitytheft.gov and follow the instructions to create your affidavit. You'll need to provide your personal details, list the disputed accounts, and explain why you believe these accounts are fraudulent. Be thorough. The more detail, the better. After submitting, you'll receive a PDF of your affidavit and a unique case number. Keep these safe because they'll be used in every dispute you file. Having this affidavit not only strengthens your claim, but also makes it legally binding. The credit bureaus are required to take it seriously. Next, go to cfpb.gov and log in or create an account. You'll be filing a separate complaint for each credit bureau: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Make sure you include the following in each complaint: your personal information, full name, address, SSN, last 4 digits, detailed list of disputed items from your reports, PDF of your FTC affidavit, a brief explanation that the disputed items are the result of identity theft or errors and should be removed as required by the FCRA. Make it clear that you're invoking FCRA Section 605B, which mandates the removal of disputed items within 4 days of your complaint being submitted to the CFPB. Be direct about your expectations. The negative items must be deleted, not just marked as verified. Now here's the important part. Don't just sit back and wait after you file. Track the progress of your complaints. Log into your CFPB account regularly and check for updates. You should see responses from each credit bureau within a few days. If they claim the items are verified, that's when you go to the next step. Send a method of verification, MOV letter, directly to the bureau that pushed back. The MOV letter needs to include your full name and address, the dispute reference number from your CFPB complaint, a clear demand for the credit bureau to provide the exact source they used to verify the disputed items. This is where you put them in a corner. If they can't prove how they verified the information, they legally must remove the item. Most of the time, they can't provide this proof because the initial verification process was flawed or incomplete. If they continue to push back, escalate the situation. File another complaint with the CFPB citing FCRA Section 611, which requires the Bureau to reinvestigate disputed items and either prove their validity or delete them. At this point, the bureaus usually realize it's easier to remove the items than risk more legal issues, especially with TransUnion under the microscope right now. While waiting for these responses, keep a close eye on your credit reports. Sometimes the bureaus will quietly remove items without notifying you directly. You want to catch these changes as soon as they happen, especially if you're planning a major purchase or need to apply for a loan. One key strategy here is to freeze your reports with secondary agencies like LexisNexis, SageStream, Innovis, ARS, Check Systems, and CoreLogic. These companies hold data that can influence your primary credit report, especially when it comes to verifying disputed information. By freezing your reports with these secondary agencies, you block the big 3 bureaus from pulling potentially damaging data during the verification process. If any bureau responds saying they verified the debt despite your MOV letter, take it a step further. You can file a formal complaint with the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and the Attorney General's office in your state. Let them know that the credit bureau is violating your rights under the FCRA by not properly verifying disputed information. Mention that TransUnion has been legally held accountable for similar failures. If you're feeling overwhelmed or need guidance on how to draft these letters and complaints, hit us up on Discord at the Network Team. We're here to make sure you do it right and get the results you deserve. Now let's talk about results. Once the negative items are removed, you should see a noticeable jump in your credit score. This can happen within a week if the bureau complies quickly. If they push back, it might take a few weeks, but persistence is key. If you're planning a big financial move, like buying a car, a house, or getting a business loan, having these negative items wiped out will put you in a much stronger position. You're not just saving money on interest rates, you're reclaiming your financial future. Remember, this method works because you're using legal leverage to force the bureaus to act. They know they're under scrutiny, especially TransUnion right now. Take advantage of their vulnerability and push your disputes through. That's it for today's video, guys. Stay proactive, stay persistent, and don't let bad credit hold you back. If you need help, you know where to find us on Discord at the Network Team. Telegram is no longer reliable, so we're keeping all communication through Discord for quick responses and personalized support. Catch you in the next one. Peace.